Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat Live. We are back. Free agency is about to begin. And breaking news, D Hop, you are a Baltimore Raven. Yes, right before filming, we actually found that out. Guys, how do y'all feel?
I mean, it's a cheap deal. It's a 1 year deal. It's a $5 million deal. It's an extra $1 million on the table for incentives. I think it's better late than never when it comes to Deandre Hopkins. I thought maybe the Ravens would have snagged him 2, 3 years ago. But you know what? I
Thought
think it's
about it.
perfect. My opinion, perfect. It's perfect as far as he's going to fit in nicely as the number three. He's going to take over what Nelson Aguilar has been doing, but maybe even more dynamic, especially when it comes to third downs. I think it's going to allow, Zay Flowers and Bateman to get open. I don't know what Ross's thoughts are.
No, this is exactly the move I wanted. Granted, my receiver was Cooper Cup, but I'll take Deandre. I'm never going to complain about that.
Never.
Like I said, after everyone talked, everyone in this offseason, like, fine, the Ravens don't need to look at wide receiver. I think they all forgot to look at the wide receiver room before they said that because even me personally, I didn't realize how thin it was. We only actually had three people technically, and one was Tez Walker. That's why people pointed out that there were people like Anthony Miller and Sean Sims playing in a playoff game last year. Yes, as much as we always like to say, what about Likely? Yeah, well, he might have to be tight end one. Well, that's up for discussion later in the offseason. Hopefully not, but but still, we needed something like this. Lamar's once again, this was Lamar's other guy he wanted. He wanted either him or Odell. Why we tried Odell the last time, so we're going with D Hop this time. As I mentioned, could he be his Bolden? Someone that, hey, he's going to be there. He'll catch it. Not that Bate hasn't turned into, a reliable catcher, but he has issues. Zay, but we know most 90% of the time, if it gets in D Hop's area, he's catching it.
Does D Hop happen to tank though? At this age, I think I forget how old he is, but he's in his mid-30s. I
Like I
mean,
said, for what we need for him to do, I think he's got enough. Because, like you said, we got Andrews still, we got Likely, we got Zay, we got Bate, we got options. So he like I said, how many times did we sit there like, what's Nelson Aguilar going to do today? No, he would come in. Oh, Aguilar caught the ball. All right, yeah, Nelly, way to go. So, like I said, how we use our offense, and if I remember correctly, we still have a Kane in the backfield and one of the most dynamic dual threat quarterbacks next to him. So, with what we need him to do, I think it's like I said, Cooper would have been a little extra. He would have had a little more. But like I said, as long as we stay healthy, he'll be fine for what we need.
and that's the thing about Cooper Kupp is that he's not healthy a lot of times. Like I had in fantasy the last few years, he's always missing half the games here, half the games there, and he would have been way more money, probably for very similar production. I think he's a little better pre-snap running around, but the Ravens aren't about that. They are and they're not. Like I feel like Lamar Jackson doesn't work well throwing people running back and forth and running around. Like I think he just controls line of scrimmage, does his thing, and I think the Ravens move the defenses by using guys like Derrick Henry in the backfield.
Yeah, no, I think this is a perfect fit. Like you said, Lamar Jackson plays that Peyton Manning. Like I'm calling the play from the line. We're not doing a bunch of motion. It is what it is. I'm excited. I mean, it's for a year. So, again, this is a Raven statement saying Super Bowl or bust again. After re-signing Ronnie Stanley, offense is locked up. I'm not this virtually gave us that veteran wide receiver we've been needing really bad. That veteran leadership. We also re-signed Pat Ricard. Yes, one of Ross's jerseys is safe. Looks a little worse for wear, but
reliable.
It's a great feeling. Again, Ravens start slow. You got people making moves we're going to talk about in a moment. Other teams have been making some moves, but no,
stupid moves.
This is great. This is great for us.
That's what the heck said. Everyone, it's every year. The meme comes out, the guy poking the stick. Come on, do something. First off, technically, none of these deals are official yet. At least most of them. Second, this is what the Ravens do. EDC sits back and like, all right, all season start. Go ahead, stupid. Go ahead, teams. Pay your stupid money for your.
Let the riffraff go.
Pay for overpay for this, overpay for that. We'll be fine. So we'll be here.
Yep.
Like I said, as we pointed out, both sides of the ball don't really need much.
Mm-hmm.
A tweak here and a tweak there, and I'd say Deandre Hopkins is a tweak on the offense.
100%.
To see them do a little more with the front seven. I think, unless Trenton Simpson is really who you want on the, I think growing pains last year, but I think we saw a hole where maybe I'm not fully confident that the person playing alongside Roquan is going to be that, because they let Board walk, they let Malik Harrison walk. The Steelers getting Malik Harrison is interesting because they got him purely to tackle Derrick Henry and Chubb. I'm really curious what the Ravens do there. I don't think they draft the linebacker. I think they probably do go with Trenton Simpson. And he's got a lot of growing up to do to get to where Patrick Queen was.
Yeah, I saw the writing on the wall when Board and Malik went. I was like, okay, it's do or die for Trenton Simpson, which I felt like last year kind of was. But just like, okay, we're letting you go a little bit off the leash because, again, you've never been in this situation. But I think next year is like, hey, do or die or you're out. Obviously, Roquan's not going anywhere. Like you said, I don't think we're wasting draft capital on a middle linebacker this year in the draft. No.
And Trenton Simpson was what, elite linebacker coming out of Clemson third round. Like, you're not getting any better than that unless you're drafting like a top guy in the first round. And they're definitely going pass rush or guard. You know what I mean? Like they're not playing around with skill guy, I don't think.
Yeah, no, I mean, if we're going pass rush right out the gates, I'm looking at Jack Sawyer at Ohio State or Danny Stutzman. Let's get our TJ Watt. Come on, why can't we have one? Let's go. Like, let's just get it. I think that should, if one of those guys fall, which it seems like Jack Sawyer may possibly fall to that number, I say we jump on it.
Don't be surprised if they take a safety.
I don't understand why.
Because Kyle Hamilton 2 years ago was pushing towards all defensive player of the year doing a switchblade. He got shoved to the back, which he was fine with, which what we had to do it out of necessity because bum-ass Marcus Williams was around. If we're also concerned with Trenton Simpson playing inside linebacker at some time, guess where Kyle Hamilton played during passing downs?
Yeah.
We were literally talking about him almost defensive player of the year when he was a Swiss Army knife. And technically, they also still have to get something done with our Darius Washington. Yes, he's a restricted free agent, but if we try to pussyfoot around and think, hey, we can keep him here a little cheaper, someone might be like, no, we'll give you something for that. Yeah. And then we're already losing. Marcus Williams is gone tomorrow. That's done. His career in Baltimore ended when he got benched halfway through the season.
It's done.
They basically said he's released tomorrow at 4:00. He's bye-bye.
Wow.
Do you think a year ago the draft fell in such a way that they got Nate Wiggins real late? No one saw that coming. And I think a few years ago they got Kyle Hamilton at 14.
No one saw Kyle Hamilton. We just signed Marcus Williams that year.
I think if you're willing to sit, I think the Ravens can probably get a really good defensive player to fall to them. Everyone wants an edge rusher, so I think if they're there, I think they're going to take one. To Gerald's point, I just don't know how far they fall. I think that everyone wants a pass rusher because everyone wants the impact guy. Everyone sees the kind of chaos that Myles Garrett creates.
They want a closer.
That a Hendrickson creates.
I mean, defensive ends are the football version of a closer. And that's what everybody wants.
And that's it. The only issue is as most people point out, the elite ones do not fall past like 15. That has always been the Ravens' problem, unless if one really falls, which they're not falling anymore, it seems like.
Yeah.
And that's always been we've been too good to get one of the elites, but someone always in another position of elite seems to have dropped to us because people are going after either wide receiver.
Yeah.
Or pass rusher, or offensive line the 1 year. It's like I said, that's so Kyle Hamilton dropped to us. Like I said, Nate Wiggins dropped to us. It's like I said, Ravens are good at people dropping to us.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Maybe it's Old City. The years that we've been bad enough to get a highest pick, they've always moved back, moved up, took in Joe Flacco, moved back, moved up, got Hayden Hurst. Like they didn't sit tight.
Yeah.
They sat tight one year, took Kyle Bowler
And
and Terrell Suggs.
I'm
The
fine
Hall
with
of
edge
Famer.
because, as you say, I put edge as the first need. We need edge. We need someone to go get that quarterback. We
But
need someone to
And Van Noy's leaving, or Van Noy doesn't leave. He's he's another year older. Like
Yeah,
how much
he's got a year
how much
left.
drinking of the fountain of youth
is. I don't know why Oway's name starts peeping around for crazy stuff now. Can he repeat even half of what he did at his career high?
He's gonna have to.
Like I said, can he? Because I mean, you saw when a few people left, Namde Matabike, he's fell off after he got paid.
Is Brent Urban with us still?
It's unfair with Matabuke because I feel like teams really started double teaming him and stuff. I know. I think he bounced off the tape still pretty good. And it opened up plays for like Arthur and Washington, those kind of guys. Or Jones, rather.
But no, as I said week or so ago, when we signed Ronnie Stanley, I'm like, good. Now we can take edge in the draft.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, again, Ronnie played lights out last season. I can't say enough about his gameplay. Just great signing.
Of course,
I have a question.
Ravens use void years like the Dodgers use deferred years around here.
McCarthy did walk though.
See, I see a lot of people are kind of okay with that because
I'm okay with it, but he played a lot of snaps, and I do worry about the left side of that line.
They need some competition for guard because we got.
I think you can get a good guard in the second round, which is probably what they're going to do. But they've never been a team to do that because, like, honestly, a corner could fall to them if they really, really covet, and they'll take that, and we'll be like, okay. Like, it wouldn't be shocked. Like, I think the only thing they're probably not going to do is a wide receiver and running back.
Yeah.
And a quarterback. Everyone else is on the table.
What they sign him for? They signed him for a 3-year for $37.5 million. Ravens definitely weren't paying that.
Ron Stanley.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking
not for essentially a backup, possibly starter, but
he'll start on the.
I think they almost would rather have Voorhees beat him so that he'd be the backup anyway. So
yeah, it's a cheaper option.
We're not paying $37.5 for that.
Brandon Stevens got absolute bank.
How the fuck did he?
Unbelievable! Like these guys leave Baltimore and just he got paid $30 million. Like it's just wild to me that we're like, oh god, Brandon Stevens is out there. And Josh Allen's happy. I'll tell you that right now. Josh Allen's pumped. But like the Ravens, addition by subtraction on that one, boys.
Yeah, what 3-year, $36 million.
I wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't do it either. I mean, good for him, hey.
Maybe a year or so ago, but not after last year.
Again, especially with the Steelers.
I mean, I think it shows you the market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That market's shit. What? That's the market.
That is a used car that people are like.
Bro, they literally just said he's the market. Like, that's crazy. This year,
it's out there. Like, you can't trade for a cornerback in the NFL. It's like trading for a DN. Like, you're not getting one.
No.
Unless you get like a Khalil Mack and you got to put up 3 ones to get them. Like, they're as untradeable as an elite quarterback. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just not going to be able to do it. And I think it's quarterback, DN, and defense and cornerback. That's it. The 3 positions that I think are untradeable. And so, like, you've got to bank out for guys that are even remotely starters in this league.
That's a good point, though. Like, I mean, again, we weren't going to get shit for him. I mean, let him walk. Hey, good for you, bro. Somebody jumped on it. Somebody saw something.
Comp pick.
What'd you say?
You get a comp pick, too. Like, the gifts that keep on giving. And I think it shows you why the Ravens were so pumped to get Nate Wiggins last year, which is why I wouldn't be shocked that they take corner again this year, because you have to keep that room fresh and healthy and elite. Because Marlon Humphrey, who knows what we get out of him next year? Like, I think he's another one of those guys that found an extra horseshoe in the
one of those rooms that closet. When you look at it just quickly, you're like, all right, we're good there. We got Nate. But after Nate and Humphrey, just another
And guys inevitably get hurt, you know?
drop
Like
off
Marlon
there.
Humphrey gets hurt all
Mhm.
the time, and he gets older. He takes care of his body, but he could pull a hammy. Nate Wiggins could break his wrist. Like all kinds of nasty stuff
And
can
right
happen. It's like next man up.
and
It
right
gets
now,
ugly fast.
after next man up, it's TJ Tampa. They just
Not
let
bad.
Arthur let go.
Do you like TJ
They
Tampa?
release him.
I
Who we
like him a
got here?
lot.
Oh,
I
and
like him a
Trayvon
lot.
Mullins is currently a free agent. So yeah, we and Trayvon White's a free agent. Travis White, I mean, is a free agent. So yeah, cornerback's another one of those rooms where it's like, yeah, we're good, but oh crap, not after our top two.
Do you like if they were to, and you don't like, I don't like Marlon Humphrey on the outside either. I think he does his best work in the slot. So I think
No,
they do.
that's what they hope that they try to do that, but Brandon Stevens suck balls.
Yo, hold up. Literally, we are live.
What now?
Joey Bosa to the Bills.
Man, that's a huge signing. If he stays healthy, incredible signing. If he's there in the playoffs, that's the kind of move that a team that wants to get over the hump makes. That's a winter splash for sure. What are your thoughts, Ross?
That one, I mean, like as long as he's healthy, that one's a little more concerning than the Steelers' moves. But so much for wanting to play with his brother. A lot of people are lying this offseason.
Money talks.
I know.
Money talks.
What was it? Oh yeah, what was it? The guy, shit, what the hell was his name from the Raiders?
Max Crosby. I want to play for a winner. Resigns with the Raiders. Myles Garrett. I want out of Cleveland. Resigns with Cleveland. DK Metcalf. I want to play somewhere warm with a quarterback. I'm going to go to Pittsburgh without a quarterback.
Yeah,
I think it's like money talks.
So
money
talks. That's what I was saying to someone. They're like,
it does.
Well, if Aaron Rodgers wants to win, he'll go to Pittsburgh. No, he's going to go to New York because he can probably make more money.
I don't
and
know.
I was like, I don't think it's like he wants. I don't think he cares about winning no more. He wants to
it's interesting. I mean, between the Steelers and the Bills, talking about two of the Ravens, I call it rivals, recent rivals. I mean, the Bills are going to be either we're going to be in the Bills' way, they're going to be in our way next year. It's not always good. And we'll play them in the middle of the year. The Chiefs haven't made a move yet. I'm interested to see what they do. They let one of their best players walk to the Bears, the guard.
And
we'll see what happens.
They also lost Justin Reed.
Deandre Hopkins walked.
Yeah.
Their moves have been re-sign Hollywood Brown, and they re-signed Nick Bolton and their linebacker. But no, I was talking to someone today. I think they might be starting to realize that their window is starting to creak close a little bit.
You got blown out in the fucking Super Bowl. That window is virtually almost shut.
Yeah, as long as until approved, otherwise, as long as they have Kermit the Frog and Andy Reid calling plays, I'm not gonna ever say their window's closed. I mean, look, how sucky were they last year? And they went 15-1.
You're lying. No,
I'm just saying.
They beat the Bills. They beat the Bills in playoffs. That was an impressive win. No matter how you place it up.
Fine though, we got a new rule out of it. The Bills lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs, so the NFL has to, add a new rule. So now they have electronic things measuring the first downs finally, which I don't know why it took this long.
I don't know why. We live in 2025. It is the distant future.
I've always said, why are we relying on 67-year-old men to be like,
with fucking cataracts? Like, what are we doing here?
This is like a good spot. Yeah, I'll put it right. Jesus. You got two guys run this way. A guy gets bumped, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I guess this is where I was.
Yeah. The Bills let Von Miller walk. I'm curious to see if Bosa plays more games than Von Miller. I don't think he has the last 2 years. Like, it's a great signing if he stays healthy. It gets real fucking cold in Buffalo.
Healthy, it's gonna be
it ain't San Diego. Like, I'm just saying.
It ain't San Diego inside.
Yeah, like if you're getting hurt in 70-degree weather,
you're playing with one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
It's fine if you're healthy, but like you said, and you got to stay healthy to play.
Yeah, I just wish I need the Ravens to get a little more mean. on both sides of the ball. I feel like they're a little soft.
It's about to get started. Don't worry.
We need some. So we need some meat again.
Now, you know what we haven't talked about, honestly, boys, is we have Justin Tucker on the football team. So, do they let him walk in June?
I mean, unless if somehow all of a sudden every person comes down and says, "Yeah, we lied," then maybe not right away. But with what's going on and his performance, yeah, he's going to be a first June first cut.
Say this, between the free agency and what's happening around the planet right now and in this country, no one's talking about Justin Tucker anymore. So, like, maybe they're just like, what?
Yeah, they're like, there's too much shit going on.
Well, that's been the weirdest thing with Tucker, because the first few came out, everyone was like, hey, what's going on? Huh? And then all of a sudden, nothing. And then I was like, what's going on with that? Oh, more came out. Okay, and then where'd that go again?
Honestly, he's as good as he's. I feel like he's safe as long as he's kicking field goals. I think the Ravens are willing to, like, as long as the allegations don't become a warrant or something, whatever the hell happens there. I mean, look, Deshaun Watson's on the Browns right now, and he has like 50 of them.
Well, yeah, so how many people have criticized the Browns for even making that trade?
For sure, but I'll say this. Watson, I agree with you, but he's a quarterback, not a kicker. I think that as long as it stays in this weird gray area of allegations, and you can't just cut someone because people say you did something. Like, I think Ray Rice would have been cut if he wasn't caught on camera, which is horrible. Yeah. But I think the Ravens jumped at the opportunity to cut him because his play descended, and I think it was
great because he sucked at most of the year.
And this could happen with Tucker, because I don't know if you guys remember the chats leading up to like December. But we were like, God damn it, he is the worst kicker I've ever seen.
We had all but built the damn headstone. We had all but
the
grave was dug.
Yeah, then the bye week happened, and then and then of course the funny thing people
had a massage, he got loosened up.
Well, here's the funny thing people also forget to mention. Not only what happened is the one thing that I said should have been happening all year. Our offense was scoring points, and we didn't need a kicker. Because we have such a good offense, we never should have had those discussions of why are we losing by 22 points. We should be scoring at least 22 points and a half.
Take your blood pressure, bro.
But
but
yes, he was accurate when he, the second half after the bye. But
even being biased, I think the Ravens probably get the best seed next year because they're not going to have 3 weeks of learning. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're just going to run. I think they're going to come out of the gate.
Yeah.
Just crushing teams.
Like, it's literally the same. I mean, on offense, it's literally the same offense, and you've just added D-Hop.
And we're also.
And you did not lose your coordinator.
Yeah.
Your coordinator.
And we're also probably not going to have to sit there and watch the Super Bowl champion have the celebration before we play the game on Thursday night.
I can guarantee that. Who are we? I wonder who we are going to play.
Hopefully, we might get back to our usual preseason games, week 1 or 2.
Yeah. Like Johnson, the Giants and shit. I'm gonna be shocked if we get. I'd not be shocked though if we do get like the Sunday night game to open, Ravens Steelers, Aaron Rodgers, or Ravens Bills, Bosa, Buffalo. Like, let's go. Like. Wouldn't be shocked. I think it's great television.
Aaron Rodgers versus Lamar Jackson is good television on paper. In practice, watching the game, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to fucking play out.
I don't even know if it's good on paper anymore if you watch it. I lost faith in Aaron Rodgers after he tore his Achilles the first year in New York. That was the only.
You still chose to pick him in our Madden league. That's
yeah. Because I know
should have lost faith in that interception.
Gerald. Here are my options in that. I wasn't going to pick the Bills because I'm not used to picking bitch boy Josh Allen, and I don't want to be in the division. I already had either be in a division with him or be in a division with Patrick Mahomes because I ain't picking Kermit the Frog either.
Oh God,
there really weren't. Once I kind of got shoehorned into the AFC, there really weren't too many options. Because I didn't know Gerald at the time was going to be the Ravens, and I wasn't going to be any of those 3 teams, even if he wasn't the Ravens, because I didn't want to have to play the Ravens twice a year.
Oh, God.
Houston.
That's
I
crazy.
considered it, but also I kind of like getting a young quarterback and developing. And CJ Stroud's already too old for that.
Well, that explains that.
You want what the guy's going to retire at the end of the
He's
year
gonna
so you
retire.
can draft a quarterback.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers didn't realize if he plays a season in the AFC North, he's dead. He again.
He's going to New York
Myles
because
Garrett has been re-signed. He's just here to hit people and make money.
Great segue. He's in the wrong division. This is the best pass rushing division in football.
Yeah, no, he's going to go to New York because he realized the NFC is a whole lot softer than the AFC.
Well, I don't know. If he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, I don't know who the fuck is going to throw to D-Hop and George Pickens in Pittsburgh, but I hope
no one's throwing a D-Hop in Pittsburgh.
Not D-Hop, shit. Fuck DK.
I'll probably end up crawling back to good old Russell.
Yeah, because that worked out so well last year.
Who else is left?
No one.
Darnold's gone.
I'm surprised, by the way, at just how piss poor the Steelers have handled the post Ben Roethlisberger era. Like the Ravens, while they still had their superstar paid quarterback, took the Heisman winner in the first round, and then changed their entire offense around him, but found their replacement with years to go. Like they could have hung on to Joe Flacco for multiple more years. You're seeing how productive he's been. Yeah. The Steelers haven't done that, and I don't understand how you let that happen to the point where the standard is the standard, and the standard is 8 wins. Like that's what you're getting every year. Yeah. Maybe 10, 11, get a playoff game, get your ass kicked on public by your arch rival.
Just about enough to have a winning record, so he can keep that streak, guys, because he has that streak going.
It's like the John Harbaugh and the preseason wins. It's like
preseason
it doesn't matter. Just because you had a winning season does not fucking matter if you're not making deep strides into the playoffs.
That's why I always laugh when any Steelers fan. Well, what's Lamar done in the playoffs? More than the Steelers have done since he's been in the NFL.
It's a championship game.
I was like, fuck off. He has more wins in the playoffs than the Steelers do since he's been in the league.
Jesus.
They haven't won a playoff game since with Ben.
Yeah,
that's one of his last images sitting on the bench crying.
Yeah. That's the lasting image I have of
him. And what makes that funnier, that was the Baker Mayfield led Browns, and they shipped it off like, yeah, screw you, Baker, you're not good. Ugh. We want Deshaun.
That worked out great.
How good would the Browns have been if they just kept Baker Mayfield and built around him?
It would have been really good. That's the thing.
They would have more money. They have one of the best rosters in football.
Yeah.
Pound down.
At a piece here or there,
and you don't trade away your first round picks to the fucking Houston Texans. You take the third round overall pick and whatever that was that year and again last year, and mind blowing how badly run that organization is.
The market wouldn't be completely disgusting right now.
Hey, but guess what though? The Browns might do that. With the extended Myles Garrett for 4 years, $160 million. And also, they traded for Super Bowl winning Kenny Two Gloves Pickett.
That's crazy.
My God.
So are they expecting him to start?
Depends on who they draft and depends on who they take with the.
They might end up going Shakir.
Jesus.
You know what people point out could be possibly a scary situation?
You think Shador's going to Cleveland?
Somebody sure.
Well, what could be a scary situation is for some reason they don't want either of those quarterbacks, and the Giant or the Titans don't take Abdul Carter. Then we have Abdul Carter and Myles Garrett on the same team. I've heard that's been concerning. But they're probably going to take a quarterback because they're the Browns.
If the Browns don't get a quarterback, they're not for real about winning. If the Browns don't get a quarterback,
is Cam Ward or Shador good enough to help them win?
I don't think
so. I don't think it's a good quarterback class at all.
No. I mean, I don't take this with a grain of salt, but every time I've imported a draft to the Madden, their projected their talent is top 5. They always come in fully scattered as the first round. And I've done 2 random drafts where I was the Titans and I think someone else, and I've took one of them like, yeah, you reached. I was like, what?
So, again, This is the NIL generation. We're seeing a new era.
Man, Shador Sanders so good in our minds because his dad is
his dad's great.
His dad, he's like, look at him.
I mean, he did
good. Had an NFL wide receiver to throw to.
Yeah, he literally, if you sucked with homeboy out there on the end, like, I'm sorry, like, how?
That's not funny enough. That's another one people are questioning. How good was Travis Hunter going to be in the NFL? Where is he going to play?
He can't play both sides. I mean, he can, but his season
He won't do it like he did in college. He'll be like a Dion was, where he'd be like out there. Yeah. But
mostly, interesting.
If he plays cornerback, they'll put him in at wide receiver. And there could be times where he'll be, or the vice versa. But
raise this draft, boys. I think one more month and a half, April 25th. I think sounds right.
And also, so here's another funny thing. We got Steelers, as we pointed out, they signed DK to a 5-year deal, $150 million. And then you got the good old penny-pinching Bengals. Franchise T. Higgins for a second year in a row. Have yet to extend Jamar Chase and basically told their best pass rusher, yeah, you can go. We're not going to sign you.
So horrible, too. I feel so bad for Burrow because, like, I respect the shit out of Burrow. Like, boy balls out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, some of the most greatest games I've ever seen in life or just on television is the Bengals-Ravens games. Like,
yes,
I hate them because we ain't them. Like, they're so good. And then, so the fact that you're just not giving him the defense, like, they were already one of the worst defenses in football last year. They clearly, that was what didn't get them across the hump. And now you're getting rid of your best defensive player, arguably the best defensive player in football.
And him and with that, and Sam Hubbard retired.
Because you're going to end up in Kansas City or something.
Done.
So, like, they've got so much work to do on that side of the ball. It's nice that maybe their thought process is we got to score 40 points. Let's just re-sign Higgins. Let's just fucking go ball out.
Yeah,
that's 2 wide receivers currently have to pay, and Jamar Chase just had a triple crown.
Yeah, I mean Chase is going to be the missing. He's going to break whatever record that
DK just signed for $150 million.
Well, no, I think Chase breaks whatever deal that Myles Garrett just signed. Like, he's going to be the most expensive non-quarterback in football in about 2 weeks.
That's $160 million.
They're going to have to do it.
Does Mike Brown do that? Does he have that money? He almost has never done it before.
Insanity.
If they let Jamar Chase walk,
they would never.
You've literally wasted Joe Burrow's literally the best years of his career. If you let Jamar Chase walk, they're gonna figure it out.
I don't think
they're not gonna pay anybody on defense. That's why people are looking for trade.
Well, basically, as of right now, the next 2 years we don't sign him, he'll probably be franchise tagged like T. But guess what? That means T's probably going bye-bye.
Yeah.
They already let the other wide receiver go a year or so ago, Tyler Boyd.
Yeah. Oh boy,
the AFC North is
fuck it, do it. I don't care. It makes me happy.
AFC North is for the Ravens is very, very takeable again.
I'm cool with that.
Sure is. I think we are the best team in the division, and I don't think it's that close, to be honest. I think the only difference is we got to play the Chiefs and the Bills and the Texans.
We always have seemed to have to play the Chiefs in Kansas City.
Oh man.
Yeah. But we played Buffalo this year.
Yeah, but at least we had Buffalo at home last year. It seems like we had Kansas City last year. Where the hell is the fucking rotation?
Ross just want to go to more home.
This is they're playing the
why do we always have to go to KC?
Because the NFL loves the Chiefs.
And the Bills always get KC at home.
You should write Roger Goodell.
Definitely had to play Kansas City on the road last year because they came to us 3 years ago. But to your point, I don't know why it doesn't alternate.
Especially if they played the year before. You think that's an easy, let's just.
I bet you the formula is all there. Like, we play the West team of our ranking on the road. Maybe 3 years ago, maybe it wasn't the Chiefs. I think we finished second, so we ended up getting – we won the wild card, and so we ended up hosting like Los Angeles or Denver or something. Like, I'm not shocked. Like, I honestly think that's the way it is. And so it just happened to flip this year. Last year, we had to go to Kansas City because they came to us
Yeah,
in 2022 or whatever it was.
that was fun. I think that was when we beat them.
I mean, the entire schedule can be predicted years in advance. So one thing about the NFL I love,
It's very pattern orientated.
like nothing is by chance.
Mm-hmm.
As much as they like to. The only thing by chance is whether or not you play Kansas City to open the year on prime time without ever running Derrick Henry in the offense and losing by a fucking toe. That shit's chance. That shit sidetracked our season.
Chance, but chance.
That shit cost us the home game in the divisional round, where I think we would have beaten the Bills.
100%.
Whether or not we go on the road to Kansas City and win, I doubt we would have done that. Like, we're a fucking mess in the playoffs, man.
Crazy. Oh man. But guys, we are on NFL League Year Eve, man. We have made it. It was a long winter. The sun's out later. The football's back. And at 4 p.m. tomorrow, we kick this bitch off. I'm excited, guys.
And the Ravens, once again, got 4 comp picks.
That's awesome.
Led the league.
Justin Tucker's still a Raven.
That's
Somehow.
That's the entire offseason.
We always knew he was always going to be a Raven until June 1st, minimum. Just because as much as we're like, it is still a business, and they're not going to cost themselves money or screw themselves because they want to look good. They'll deal with that PR later, but they still need to put the money around the right way.
Ray Rice can come out of the tunnel and stuff. Justin Tucker, regardless, will end up in the Ring of Honor, maybe even the Hall of Fame, as long as allegations aren't like worse than what they are now. Sadly, as sad as that is, I think people have a short memory.
Raven fans have shown, despite the few ones that constantly are like, nah, Ray Rice, bad, boo, why is he here? We can be a pretty forgiving fan base, as long as, especially if he comes out and does the right things leading up to it. And afterwards, thinks that
he has to do is kick fucking field goals. As soon as he starts missing field goals far left.
Well, yeah, that's to be still playing.
Did you guys hear, actually, Ray Rice is the head JV coach at Milford Mill.
Uh-huh.
I'm surprised he's not hired.
You and me met him.
Yeah.
Honestly, the day we met him, I didn't realize it was him until I was like, oh shit, that's Ray Rice. You're like, what? Like, yeah, look. Oh, shit.
A lot smaller in person.
He's tiny. I mean, he's poof.
Caught me off guard a little bit. I'm not.
I ain't gonna fight him.
No judgments. Oh yeah. His fighting stance.
He's got a mean right hook.
Mean right hook. But the league has begun. You got the April 18th deadline for restricted free agents to sign. You got April 24th through 26th, as Jordan mentioned earlier. The NFL draft.
It is 24th. Might be the 24th.
Huh?
Is it 24th?
24th to 26th.
Okay.
That's what I got off the internet, NFL's thing.
Because we always can trust the internet.
Damn right.
Oh, man. But we got some exciting times. We're back. Baseball season is right around the corner. We'll probably have conversations about that soon.
And we have very expensive fifth-year options coming up.
Yeah. I don't know. Any last thoughts, though?
I have no last thoughts outside the fact that I am eager for the draft, and I assume we'll have a draft preview, and that's going to be a lot of fun. I think the draft is one of my favorite things on this planet.
It is. It's exciting. It's the best. That's how you know you've matured as an NFL fan, when you find so much joy in the draft. Like,
because you understand the offseason, you understand the process.
As a kid, you don't.
And especially since the NFL Network showed up in our timeline, and then they started, showing the combine. So you're like, oh, I heard about this. So what? Then you're like, oh, let me keep an eye on this guy. Ooh, I like that guy. And then now there's so many different mock draft sites you can do the older you get. You're like, oh, this is fun.
Yes, my biggest thing also is I'm looking forward to seeing if we get the Arizona State running back in the third round. I think any earlier than that, not worth it. They might trade up to get him, though. I think he meets that Ravens mantra, play like a Raven replacement, or dispel Derrick Henry at the goal line and stuff.
The Ravens are a team that go through running backs like no other. Yeah, fuck yeah, bring them on. Let's go. Let's do it. Run it back. Let's do it. No, with the draft coming, like I said, my whole mindset has just changed to edge rusher. So I obviously we're gonna be doing. Yeah, we're obviously going to be doing some. Yeah, there's one more than others, but we're obviously going to be doing some more episodes.
I wonder why.
Hey, look, hey.
Well, if we're going,
they have gone fullback.
If we're going off my Madden,
I saw dude do a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I was like, okay.
I think my Madden draft had him close like as a second rounder.
I ended up getting Danny Stutzman, who I'm big on too. So. No, either guy, like I said, defensive end. We got Ronnie Stanley, so we don't need a left tackle this year. Probably next, but that's for another day. But
the Terps are number 11 in the country. There's a 2 seed in the Big Ten tournament, double bye, and looks like they're going to be the number 4 seed in the March Madness in a couple weeks.
And also I will put in my annual the Ravens do the draft Ty Felton later in the draft.
They should. I hope they do. They won't because they don't draft Maryland receivers.
They don't draft Maryland
outside Troy Smith. I thought they should have got Stephon Diggs years ago. He's a beast, dude. He's what you want in a receiver. He runs a 4.4, compact guy.
He sounds like a Raven. He's built.
Great hands.
He will be my plea for the Ravens to draft this year. He is my Raven draft option. I usually find one.
Go to the fucking Bills, and you know it.
Probably.
Bills are gonna have all the help they need and somehow still choke in the playoffs because that's just the NFL. Yeah, as I said, we'll be covering various episodes over the next couple of weeks, over the next few weeks. A lot of shit's happening. But don't forget to like and subscribe. We're back. The NFL season is here.
Baseball.
Hey, let's go.